You think money is about numbers? You assume it's about working harder. You've been told it's about perfect timing. But I'm here to tell you, you've been misled. It's about alignment. It's about frequency. It's about the quiet force surrounding you at all times. And that force is what I call your aura. You don't attract what you run after. You attract what you are. Your aura is your broadcast tower. It's the signal you release, unconsciously, repeatedly, and relentlessly. Before you speak, it speaks on your behalf. Before you step into a room, it arrives ahead of you. Before you pitch an idea, launch a product, or ask for a raise, your aura has already negotiated the terms. So if you are broke on the inside, if doubt lives in your bones, if your self-talk leaks scarcity, then I don't care how big your goals are. You will sabotage yourself at every turn. This is the law of resonance, and it does not bend. Every thought you think sends a signal. Every emotion you hold becomes a pattern. Every belief you adopt turns into a magnetic current, either pulling prosperity toward you or pushing it away. You are either a magnet or a repellent. And this is where most people lose. They try to perform confidence, they paste on smiles, they repeat affirmations they don't actually believe. They act as if, but underneath it all, they vibrate fear. And the universe reads the real transmission. Not your words, not your fantasies, but your energy. So let me ask you, what are you broadcasting? Because your aura cannot fake it. It reflects what's true. If you're constantly anxious about money, the message you send is, I live in lack. If you envy other people's success, the message you send is, there isn't enough for me. If you undercharge, apologize for your price, and feel guilty for winning, the message you send is, I don't believe I'm worth it. And that signal becomes your ceiling. No tactic will rescue you until the signal is rebuilt. Now let's be clear, your aura isn't some mystical concept floating in the clouds. It's the mirror of your emotional habits. It's built through repetition, shaped by focus, strengthened through mental discipline. You are training your aura. Every thought you repeat, every belief you hold, every word you speak, each one adds to the field around you. And that field, your aura, is what money responds to. So if you want to attract wealth, stop trying to impress people. Impress your subconscious. Train your nervous system to feel safe with abundance. Because if your body resists overflow, you will unconsciously block every breakthrough. Let me say something that will sound extreme, but it's true. Wealth doesn't begin in your wallet. It begins in your imagination. Can you hold the feeling of overflow without seeing proof? Can you move like someone who is already free, even if the world hasn't caught up? Most people can't, because they're addicted to external validation. They demand evidence before belief. But the wealthy, especially those who stay wealthy, believe first. They rehearse success in the theater of the mind until it becomes inevitable. They build the future internally before a single dollar shows up externally. That is energy mastery. And that is how you train your aura to attract wealth. So how do you start? Step 1. Reclaim authorship of your identity. Erase the story that was written for you by broke parents, insecure teachers, fearful friends, and a society that worships struggle. You were not born poor. You were trained to think poor. You were conditioned to fear wealth, to connect it with guilt, greed, or corruption. And if you carry those beliefs, even in small doses, you repel the very thing you say you want. Money has no loyalty. It flows to whoever is energetically open to receiving it. If your aura is filled with shame, money runs. If your aura is coated in expectation and abundance, money chases. So I ask you again, what are you broadcasting? You cannot afford to live unconsciously. Every sigh, every complaint, every moment of self-pity trains your aura to normalize lack. But every act of gratitude, every minute spent visualizing your financial destiny, every ounce of courage to declare, I deserve more. That is how you rewire the frequency. There are no shortcuts. There are no exceptions. This is work, but it is sacred work. Now here's what most people miss. You can't just think rich, you must feel rich. Wealth is not only a number in an account, it is an emotional signature. It feels like security. It feels like freedom. It feels like expansion. And unless your body learns those emotions now, you will unconsciously destroy your wealth when it finally arrives. That is why so many lottery winners go broke. Their vibration didn't match the money. Their aura was still fear, confusion, and limitation. So the money had to leave. Energy demands alignment. So ask yourself, how can I practice the feeling of wealth today? Even if your balance says 0, can you hold your head high? Can you speak with boldness? Can you move like someone who knows their worth without apology? That is wealth training. That is aura training. Let's go deeper. You must cut off the people, the habits, and the environments that drain your signal. You can't develop a magnetic aura while eating with complainers. You can't build confidence while feeding on gossip. You can't think like a millionaire while scrolling poverty-minded content. What you consume becomes what you emit. So guard your field. Read wealth, speak wealth, feel wealth. Surround yourself with those who stretch you, not those who anchor you in fear. Let me tell you the truth nobody wants to hear. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and the wealth you desire is the old version of you that refuses to die. The version that plays small. The version that doubts. The version that wants to be liked more than it wants to be free. That version has a weak signal. That version begs. That version repels opportunity because it cannot handle responsibility. You must shed that version. Not later. Not when it's comfortable. Now. The moment you stop apologizing for your power. The moment you stop minimizing your potential. The moment you refuse to entertain lack, gossip, and emotional chaos. That is the moment your aura becomes undeniable. You walk into a room and people feel it. You speak and people listen. You ask and doors open. Not because you're lucky, because you train your field. Your aura is not fixed. It is flexible. It is shaped by every thought, every word, every action. You are always training it, consciously or unconsciously. So train it on purpose. Declare daily, I am wealth in motion. I am aligned with abundance. I do not chase. I attract. I release guilt and embrace expansion. Say it not to impress the world, but to reprogram yourself. And trust this. The more you embody wealth, the less you will need to prove anything. You won't need to shout your success. You won't need to flex your value. Your aura will speak for you. Train it, strengthen it, respect it, and wealth will respond. You must understand this. Wealth is not produced by effort alone. If it were, the hardest workers on earth would be the richest, but they are not. And that contradiction should wake you up. It isn't sweat by itself that unlocks prosperity. It is alignment. You can grind endlessly. You can exhaust yourself. You can build businesses, climb ladders, read strategies, attend seminars, and stay busy from sunrise to midnight. But if the signal you're emitting is internal poverty, you will sabotage every win. You will attract betrayal. You will attract delays. You will attract miscommunication. You will miss openings you were meant to catch. Why? Because your aura does not lie. And you might say, but Napoleon, I'm thinking positive thoughts. I'm visualizing success. I'm repeating affirmations. Then I ask you, are you feeling them? This is where most people collapse. They speak abundance with their mouth, but whisper lack through their nervous system. They chant success in the morning, and by afternoon, they are panicking about bills. They meditate for 10 minutes, then spend the rest of the day radiating fear, jealousy, guilt, and scarcity. That isn't alignment. That is mixed signals. And the universe does not reward mixed signals. It rewards clarity. So let's make it clear. Your aura is your emotional default, not your best moment, not your peak state, not your performance on a good day. Your aura is your average, your baseline. If you want to train your aura to attract wealth, you must elevate your baseline vibration. Not occasionally, consistently. And how do you do that? Through emotional hygiene, through daily discipline, through clearing mental clutter, through reconditioning beliefs, emotions, and habits until they are rooted in truth, not trauma. This means you must remove more than negative thoughts. You must remove the identity addicted to them. You must kill the part of you that needs to be the underdog, the part that clings to struggle as a badge of honor, the part that believes success is disloyalty to your past. That is the emotional infection blocking your signal. So today, ask yourself, who do I become when no one is watching? What frequency do I return to when I'm alone with my thoughts? What energy do I bring into a room before I even open my mouth? If your answer is anything less than certainty, belief, and dignity, then that is the area that demands your devotion. Now let's move to a foundational principle, so simple, yet so ignored. You do not receive what you want, you receive what you believe. Wanting is weak, belief is power. A person who wants success is still anchored in lack, but a person who believes in success vibrates as if it's already finished. And the aura reflects that. It carries the tone of inevitability. That's when people begin to treat you differently. They say, you feel different. They say, something changed. They say, I can't explain it, but I trust you. And they don't even know why. But you know why. It's because you trained your aura to command respect before you ever had proof. You became it internally before the world validated it externally. That is the real advantage. That is the invisible edge. Now let me give you a practical law, because philosophy without application is poverty in disguise. Here is the law. Environment is an amplifier. Whatever vibration you carry, your surroundings multiply it. If you doubt yourself and live among complainers, gossipers, and critics, your self-doubt will expand. But if you begin rewiring your aura for confidence, and you surround yourself with people who speak life, who move boldly, who operate with conviction, your signal strengthens tenfold. So train your aura by curating your world. Change your space. Change your company. Change your inputs. If you spend your days consuming anxiety, you will radiate anxiety. If you soak in excellence, you will project excellence. Turn your room into a sanctuary of growth. Fill it with books, symbols, visuals, reminders that reinforce your future, not your fears. Guard your ears from negativity. Protect your mornings from distraction. Reclaim your nights from emotional drama. Because every moment is training your field, and your field trains your results. You are always transmitting. The only question is, are you transmitting on purpose? Now keep going, because this matters. There is a reason some people magnetize wealth without looking like they're trying. It isn't luck. It isn't inheritance. It isn't an accident. It is energetic congruence. They speak what they believe. They act how they feel. They move as if it's already real. That congruence creates power. It creates certainty. It creates trust. People sense it, and they want to align with it. They want to support you, buy from you, promote you, invest in you. Not because of your explanation, because of your presence. This is aura intelligence. People don't invest in plans, they invest in confidence. People don't buy logic, they buy energy. So stop obsessing over the perfect pitch. Perfect your presence. Stop copying someone's tactics. Copy their certainty. Copy their commitment to energy. Because that is the real blueprint. That is the unspoken advantage. Now let's go deeper. Your aura mirrors your relationship with yourself. If you are at war with yourself, you will be at war with money. If you shame your ambition, you will sabotage your progress. If you question your worth, the world will echo that doubt. So start within. Reparent yourself. Rewrite the rules of what you're allowed to desire. Give yourself permission to be powerful without apology. Teach your nervous system that expansion is safe, that success is normal, not rare. Because until you believe you are worthy of wealth, you are blocking it. You can hustle all day. You can sell, network, post content, build offers. But if the vibration underneath your action is, I don't deserve this, then your results will mirror your fear, not your effort. The universe doesn't reward movement. It rewards aligned movement. So here is a tool I've taught to people who felt stuck, and it has shifted their lives. Every morning, before the noise enters, before the phone, before headlines, before the rush, sit with yourself. 5 minutes. That's all. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Visualize your aura growing brighter, stronger, wider around you. Then speak to it. Command it. Say, and I am a magnet for abundance. Say, my presence is wealth. Say, money is safe with me. Say, success flows to me. Say, I am aligned with expansion. And don't say these like wishes. Say them like truth. Practice the feeling until your body believes it. Do this daily for 21 days, and you will notice opportunities appearing without effort. People responding to you with unexpected enthusiasm. Money arriving through channels you didn't plan, because your aura will no longer repel it. It will welcome it. It will say, this person is ready. And that is when the shift begins. Now I want to give you one final anchor in this segment. Wealth is not the reward, it is the side effect. The real reward is who you become while aligning your energy. The emotional discipline, the mental clarity, the spiritual confidence. Those are riches no one can steal. No crash can take them. No loss can erase them. Money is a messenger. It goes where it feels safe. It flows to clarity. It moves toward decisiveness. And when you become a person who lives in harmony with success, your aura becomes the invitation. It becomes the contract. Every room you enter will feel it. You won't need to beg. You won't need to explain. You won't need to chase. You will simply arrive because your aura already negotiated your worth. Now let me reveal something most people never learn in their entire lives. You do not attract what you chase. You attract what you are prepared to receive. It is not your ambition that determines your results. It is your readiness. And readiness is not intellectual. It is energetic. It is emotional. It is spiritual. You don't persuade life to hand you wealth by talking fast, grinding endlessly, or networking harder than everyone else. You receive wealth by becoming the type of person who vibrates at the level of what you desire. Money is energy. Power is energy. Opportunities, resources, partnerships, every one of them is energetic. So the only way to attract what you want is to match its frequency. And the only way to do that is to train your aura. That's why I say train your aura the way an athlete trains their body, with intention, devotion, and repetition. You are not entitled to wealth just because you want it, but you are destined for wealth if you embody it, if you live in alignment with it long before it ever shows up in your hands. So let me ask you something critical. When you walk into a room, what walks in with you? Does your presence communicate abundance or insecurity? Does your energy say, I'm here to give, or I'm desperate to get? Does your posture reflect quiet knowing or silent begging? Wealth is not only drawn to belief, it is repelled by desperation. Desperation signals fear, and fear poisons the frequency. It broadcasts, I'm not enough, I don't have enough, I can't hold it, I'm afraid it will disappear. And when that becomes your energetic signature, life responds accordingly. You push people away. You miss time opportunities. You create breakdowns where breakthroughs were possible. But when you carry the opposite, when you breathe certainty, when your aura declares, I am already fulfilled, and more is welcome, everything changes. Gates open, resistance dissolves. Life stops pushing back and starts delivering. So you may wonder, how do I train my aura to be that clear, that magnetic? Here is the method. I call it emotional calibration. It consists of 3 powerful daily rituals. First, emotional audit. Every morning ask yourself, what am I feeling, and does it serve the person I am becoming? If the answer is no, interrupt it, reframe it, replace it, realign it. Do not allow an unqualified emotion to run your day. Second, alignment through affirmation. Speak to your nervous system, not to impress anyone, but to rewire yourself. Tell your body what it feels like to already be wealthy. Say, I am safe. Say, I am trusted. Say, I am responsible with abundance. Say, I am a vessel for impact. Third, visualization through repetition. Close your eyes. Feel your future self, not as a spectator, but from the inside. See through their eyes, move with their posture, smile with their certainty. Make that identity so familiar that your body accepts it as normal. These 3 rituals, practiced consistently, begin to cleanse your aura. Like polishing a lens, they remove distortion. They sharpen your signal. They make you a frequency worth following. But hear this clearly. This transformation is not always comfortable. When you raise your vibration, lower frequencies will resist. People will drift away. Patterns will collapse. Environments may turn hostile. This is not punishment. It is confirmation. Do not cling to what is breaking apart. Release it. Your next version cannot grow inside the shell of your past. Every seed must crack to expand. Every identity must fracture to evolve. You are not here to be agreeable. You are here to be aligned. Let them misunderstand you. Let them gossip. Let them say you've changed. They're right, you have. Because you finally chose to live as who you truly are, not who they remember. That courage, that audacity, strengthens your aura more than any technique. Want to know how the most magnetic people on earth became powerful? They weren't always confident. They weren't always bold. But they made one decision, a clear, defiant decision, that they would no longer live beneath their potential. They spoke success before they could afford it. They gave value before anyone asked. They radiated certainty while walking through chaos because their faith was stronger than their fear. And you must do the same. When the account says no, your energy must still say yes. When others stop believing, you must believe louder. When life delays your vision, you must hold the frequency. That is how you win. That is how you become unshakable. That is how your aura becomes your advantage. Now let me dismantle a lie that has cost millions their future. The lie that confidence comes from evidence. It does not. Confidence comes from decision. If you wait to feel ready, you will never act. If you wait to be validated, you will never speak. If you wait to be chosen, you will remain stuck in hesitation. So you must decide now. I am enough. I am ready. I am the one. Not someday. Not when it's perfect. Not after permission. Now. That declaration, that defiant choice, is the seed of aura mastery. From that moment, alignment begins. You show up differently. You speak with authority. You stop seeking and start signaling. And the world responds. Not because you have something, but because you are something. Let me give you one final method before we close. It's one of the most powerful tools I know. I call it energetic pre-play. Before any important meeting, conversation, decision, or performance, sit still, close your eyes, breathe deeply. Imagine it already went better than expected. Feel the applause. Feel the relief. Feel the confirmation. Then, and this is critical, feel who you were in that moment. What were you thinking? How were you moving? What were you radiating? Now carry that emotional blueprint into the real event. This is not fantasy. This is rehearsal at the energetic level. Because when your body believes the outcome has already occurred, fear collapses, resistance dissolves, self-sabotage disappears. You are no longer trying to win. You have already won. And that is one of the most powerful frequencies in existence. So here is your challenge for the next 30 days. Audit your emotions. Affirm your alignment. Visualize your future self. Pre-play every high-stakes moment. And above all, live from the aura of the person you are becoming. Let others hesitate. Let them analyze. Let them gossip. You won't be waiting, because your aura will be doing the work your words no longer need to do. You will walk into rooms carrying invisible leverage. You will feel life reorganizing itself around you. You will experience synchronicity, speed, and momentum, not because you are lucky, but because you are aligned. You are not a beggar. You are not here to convince. You are a channel for abundance, a match for miracles, a vessel for power. Train your aura until it knows the truth better than your doubt. And when it does, you will stop chasing. You will attract. You will command. You will become. Now listen closely, because this is where it all converges. You've been training. You've been shifting beliefs. You've been visualizing your future self and speaking with conviction. But none of it matters unless you embody it. You do not attract wealth by talking about your dreams. You attract wealth by becoming a walking embodiment of belief, by transforming your aura into a magnet so precise, so refined, so intentional that what you desire can no longer resist you. Most people still don't understand this. They ask, how can I make more money? I ask, what is your aura doing to repel it? They ask, how can I find better opportunities? I ask, have you raised your energetic signature to match them? The universe is exact. It does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are in harmony with. That's why it's never about doing more. It's about becoming more. Your aura is a silent billboard. Everywhere you go, it broadcasts your frequency. And the people, events, and outcomes that match it are already scanning, searching. When they find you, what will they see? Confidence or confusion? Readiness or desperation? Clarity or chaos? You cannot attract premium outcomes with a low-rent identity. So let's talk about identity. Not the name you were given, but the power you claim. Identity is not who you've been. It is who you choose to be again and again, until the world accepts it because you do. Become the kind of person whose presence solves problems. Not through force, not through manipulation, through clarity, through certainty, through conviction. When your aura says, I am the answer, people start bringing you questions. When your energy says, I've done the work, doors open before you knock. This is not arrogance. This is ownership. You're not pretending. You're not faking. You're remembering what was always true. There is no room for self-doubt in the house of success. If your future self were watching you right now, would they be proud? Would they recognize you? Or would they wonder where the fire went? That fire is still inside you. But fire without direction destroys. Fire with purpose builds empires. So channel it. And now let me give you the 4 pillars of a wealthy aura, the foundation of a magnetic life. First, certainty. No matter what surrounds you, move with intention. Certainty outshouts noise. Second, calm. Abundance cannot flow through chaos. Practice emotional stillness. Respond, don't react. Third, congruence. Your thoughts, words, and actions must agree. Alignment is not optional, it is the key. Fourth, contribution. If you desire wealth, become valuable. Serve. Solve real problems. Give without keeping score. These 4 forces, certainty, calm, congruence, and contribution, form the energetic skeleton of every powerful person you admire. They are not lucky. They are aligned. And so can you be. But hear this final truth. Your aura does not grow when life is easy. It grows when you show up while it's hard, when you believe while trembling, when you lead while learning, when you give while feeling empty, when you persist while feeling unseen. That is when the invisible world begins moving mountains on your behalf. The universe watches. And when you pass invisible tests, it rewards you visibly. Do not quit 5 minutes before the miracle. Do not dim your light to match rooms you've outgrown. You were not born to blend in. You were born to stand in the fire of your own power. And when you do, people will say, there's something about you. I don't know what it is, but I trust you. That's your aura working. That's inner training becoming outer magnetism. And you will no longer chase, because opportunity will chase you. Let's review. You've learned that wealth begins as energy, not effort. You've learned that aura is not mysticism. It's a muscle built through repetition, intention, and alignment. You've learned that desperation blocks blessings, while calm attracts them. You've practiced emotional audits, affirmations, visualization, repetition, and energetic pre-play. You've learned the 4 pillars of a magnetic aura. And most importantly, you've remembered that belief must come before evidence. This is not just motivation. This is a blueprint, a manual for energetic mastery. So here is my final charge. Do not return to your life the same. Do not go back to low-frequency habits. Do not shrink into small talk. Do not beg for validation. You were built to bake the feast, not beg for crumbs. Let your presence be felt. Let your actions reflect alignment. Let your words be forged from conviction. When doubt whispers, answer with action. When fear shouts, answer with faith. When others mock your growth, expand anyway. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering who you were before the world taught you to forget. You were born magnetic. You were born abundant. You were born chosen. Now it is time to walk like you know it. The wealth you seek is not far away. It is orbiting you, watching, waiting, listening for a signal it can follow. So set the frequency, train your aura, and let the world come to you.